Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you all for being here today. My name is Julissa Castro. I work as a social worker here at the Santa Rita School District. I'm here to talk with you all about trauma-informed practices within the school setting. I truly believe that by using trauma-informed practices, we can really change our schools for the better, helping our students improve in their studies, getting along better, and feeling more emotionally secure across the Santa Rita School District. Tonight, we are going to discuss how a trauma-informed school looks like, as well as exploring why trauma-informed practices are important and necessary in school right now, and the steps you can take together. Whether you are a teacher, parent, administrator, or a community partner, to provide the support our students need when they have been affected by trauma. The goal is to create a nurturing and understanding environment where every student can thrive, no matter what they have been through. Because students are at school most of the day, schools are in a position to do more than just spot trauma. It is important we step up and help in ways that boost learning and overall happiness. School is here for more than education. School should be a safe space where children can find stability and support, especially when things can get hard outside of school. Ways in which a trauma-informed school will benefit includes fewer classroom disruptions, kids diving deeper into their studies, and stronger connections between students and teachers. A trauma-informed school will allow teachers to be equipped with strategies that tackle the real reason behind certain behaviors. It is important to understand where students are coming from and providing them with what they need to succeed. To fully understand the necessity of trauma-informed practice, it is important to analyze our community's data. A significant portion of our Santa Rita student population deals with adversities beyond the school environment, such as elevated levels of poverty, unstable housing, neglect, and exposure to violence within the community. These external factors inevitably show up within the classroom setting. Students may present as exhausted, anxious, overwhelmed, or displaying signs of depression, not due to lack of motivation to learn, but rather as a result of trauma they have experienced or are currently experiencing. Research consistently demonstrates a correlation between communities with elevated risk factors and increased prevalence of childhood trauma. Therefore, the implementation of district-wide trauma-informed practices represents a direct, responsive approach to addressing the specific needs of the community we serve. One of the most important pieces of research in this area is the ACEs study, which stands for Adverse Childhood Experiences. ACEs include experiences such as emotional or physical abuse, neglect, witnessing domestic violence, or living in a home with substance abuse, mental illness, or incarceration. A research study conducting a meta-analysis on nearly 500,000 children demonstrates that 76.1% of children experience at least one ACEs by the age of 18, and 18.5% of children experiencing 4 ACEs by the age of 18. The higher a child's ACE score, the greater their risk of learning difficulties, behavioral concerns, chronic health problems, and mental health challenges. Students who have experienced trauma and a greater number of adverse childhood experiences are more likely to struggle with higher rates of depression, anxiety, PTSD symptoms, self-harm, suicidal thoughts, and overall emotional distress. And these effects are seen across all grade levels. Research shows a strong correlation between childhood trauma of both neglect and abuse and deficits in cognitive functions critical for academic success. These include impaired working memory, diminished attentional control, decreased processing speeds, as well as weakened executive functions such as planning, innovation, and cognitive flexibility, collectively impeding the learning process in classroom settings. Research shows that positive relationships, stable environments, and supportive schools can buffer the impact of ACEs. Trauma does not define a child's future. Consistent, safe, and supportive adults do. One of the 6 core principles of trauma-informed care is safety. Safety has 2 parts: physical safety and emotional safety. Physical safety is demonstrated through an environment that incorporates predictability, consistency, and structure, while emotional safety includes students feeling welcomed, respected, and supported. Both physical and emotional safety is essential, as it allows students to transition from a state of survival to learning mode. This is why predictable routines, consistent expectations, and calm, regulated adults are important. Stability creates trust, which allows students to take focus on learning. The second principle I want to highlight is trustworthiness and transparency. Students who have experienced trauma often struggle with trusting adults because they have learned that adults may be unpredictable or unsafe. School staff can build trust by following through on expectations, communicating clearly, and explaining the why behind decisions. Transparency also means repairing the relationship when something goes wrong. When adults model accountability, students feel valued and understood. Another essential principle is empowerment, voice, and choice. Children often feel a loss of sense of control after experiencing trauma. When we give students choices, we help them rebuild autonomy. Ways to empower students is by offering choices for how to complete an assignment, allowing flexible seating, or giving options for regulation strategies, such as taking a brief break or using a calm corner. When we honor students' voices and validate their experiences, we help them develop confidence and emotional resilience. To enhance their effectiveness, school personnel can incorporate several strategies into their daily practices. This includes the implementation of comprehensive social-emotional learning curriculum, which equips students with essential skills such as self-awareness, self-regulation, social awareness, relationship management, and responsible decision-making. Additionally, designing discipline policies that prioritize restoration over punishment is crucial. This approach focuses on repairing harm, promoting empathy, and teaching accountability, rather than punishment. Providing regular professional development for staff ensures that educators are equipped with the knowledge, skills, and resources necessary to support students' social, emotional, and behavioral needs effectively. By practicing these strategies, schools personnel can create a more supportive and nurturing environment that promotes students' well-being and academic success. Collaborating among social workers, counselors, teachers, administrators, and support staff is essential. Working together allows us to build a trauma-informed school where students know what to expect, as well as implementing stability and promoting healing. I want to thank you all for joining me today and exploring more on how to create a trauma-informed environment for our students where every student feels seen and supported.